So we're just gonna go over a couple basic fire safety, home safety tips, and then if you guys have any questions that we can answer for you.
So today we're just focusing on like smoke CO alarm detectors, and then just trip and fall hazards in the home. As you get older, that becomes more of a concern and a problem. Yeah, with falling and stuff. Yeah, try to avoid that.
I had the bar sticking out.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Can't fracture.
And you know, and it's hard when you get older to realize maybe you're more susceptible. But even young people ourselves, one fall can really can put you out for a while. That's you know you both know.
Yeah. Right. So.
Yeah, and it's a hard thing to come back from. So if we can prevent them, that's our goal. Yep.
So we'll start with smoke and CO alarms. Obviously, you want some in your house. Depending on your house, will depend how many you need. Usually, most houses you want one on every floor. Base of the stairways, at the top of the stairways, one outside of your bedrooms, so that you can hear them when you're sleeping. Most of them now, they're 10-year sealed batteries, so they last 10 years. Some of the older ones, depending on what you have, they might be expired, they might not last as long. They also could have batteries in them that you have to change once a year. The new ones now, you don't have to change them. They're in there, don't touch them, leave it up, and then once it goes in 10 years, or if it malfunctions beforehand, obviously, replace it then. But you want one everywhere where people are sleeping, and so that everyone can hear them. You want them in your basements too. There is, and testing them once a month, so we have them. These are battery ones, so I'll install these in people's homes if they need them. So this is just the button, you press it, and it'll go through its system. It'll say smoke, CO, and go through its cycle, and then if it doesn't have an issue, then you're all set. Trying to test them once a month is good though. And these ones have the sealed batteries in them, so.
And it is something that if you don't know if yours are old, you don't know if they need batteries or you need new ones installed, something like that, we will come out and we can do that for you or assist you with that.
Right. And I can always take down your info after too, and I can set something up where I can come in and check your alarms and everything. Because it is hard. Once you put them up, they've been up there.
Yeah, or you can't reach them.
Yes, right. I know. Yeah, I know. Even to test them too, if you have like a stick or a ruler to be able to reach them, depending on the height of your ceilings. But and sometimes, usually on the side too. Like if I put them up, I'll put the date on the side so that you don't have to take it down to look at it. You can just look at it from there. So, but very important because you never know. And these are CO. A lot of them are combination now. They do both. If you don't have a combination though, you want to make sure you have the CO because obviously it's odorless, can't see it or anything. So you don't know once it's too late. So always good. And they have like the chirping if they're low battery and everything, but if you don't know why it's beeping, never be afraid to call us because we'd rather come see that everything's fine instead of it getting worse before we get there. So if you don't know, always call us because we'll come check it out. We have our detectors and our meters that will go and make sure everything looks good in your house.
And they do offer, you can get them with strobe lights on them too if someone's hard of hearing. If you have hearing aids you take out at night, you can get it with a strobe option that will go off, so you could see that as well. And if anything ever happens that's going off, there is a fire, you're in your bedroom, unable to get out, close that door. That's the safest thing you can do is shut that door, keep yourself in a safe space until we can come and get you out of there.
Yeah, there's a lot of tests done that just having your door closed, the whole rest of the house could have been affected, and that single room that was closed off could be almost completely fine, depending. So, yeah, definitely. That's why they also recommend you to like sleep with your doors closed, because that if something were to happen. But, and then trip and fall hazards. As we get older, we have a lot more stuff sometimes that builds up, and it's just with the fall, we try not to keep something in our path so that we're getting around easy. So just like making sure that all your pathways in your house and pathways out the exits, you're making sure are clear and unobstructed so that you're not tripping over anything, or even with us coming in, make it easier for us to get into you as well.
Yep. Yeah, especially from the outside in. If we're trying to get in, we don't necessarily know that you may have that door blocked off with things. So if we can keep all our exits clear, that's the safest way for us and you.
Right. And also a good idea too, if you have like keys, glasses, hearing aids, your phone, if you keep them somewhere like whether it's near your bed or near somewhere like on a counter or something that you know if you had to get out in the middle of the night and you had to rush, if you need those things, you know where to grab them and go, make it a little easier. And along with that, putting it in a pathway where you can clearly get out. It's usually good to know 2 ways out of your house at least, where you can easily access, and making sure that they're lit up properly. So we even have, right here, we have, these are power failure night lights, so they'll stay in.
Take these home with you.
Yeah, regular night lights, but then if the power goes out, you can take them out. They work as flashlights, but you still have something to be able to see. And you can always have a couple more too if you want. We like to bring them so that we can install them so you have at least one pathway out that if you need to get out at night, you can clearly see and you're not a little less of a struggle.
And those are great for the power outage too, because if you don't know where your flashlight is, you don't have it, battery's dead, you got that right there.
Right.
You pull that off and use it as a flashlight.
And they just plug into an outlet?
Yep. So it works as a regular night light, and then if there's a power failure, you can take it off and use it as a flashlight, which is pretty cool.
Plug in.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it folds out in the back,
Yep.
And another big thing with trip and fall hazards that people tend to have in their homes is area rugs. Not really thought about, but they can definitely be a problem. So maybe just thinking about the thinner rugs or removing some of them that you might not need, because just those little things can cause a fall. And
Or the anti-slip mats underneath. Really, it's always, they usually catch the edge too.
Yeah.
So if you get the Velcro that holds them down in the 4 corners, something
Right.
like that is always beneficial.
Right, especially too if you have like a walker or a cane or something, or someone does, that can also catch it and then cause a fall. Just
We got walk boxes.
yeah. So we offer a couple things. So I'll go in. A lot of the times
That's for you guys too. If you
Yeah.
like them.
I'm in-
Like, you don't have to take them with you, but feel free.
What tends to happen is I'll go in and look at people's detectors, they're expired, so I'll install a couple to make sure you have one outside like your bedroom and stuff, and then I'll let you know if you need more, because we don't have the plugins, so sometimes your houses need plugins depending on the year. So I'll go in, I'll make sure like everything looks good, I'll do a safety check, like if I think something like you're blocking an exit or something, I'll just let you know so that you're aware. And then obviously I have the night lights, and then I also have lock boxes, so in the case that you fall or something happens, you can't get to the door, I can install this, we put a key in, the code, we log the code with our dispatch, so if you had like a medical or something and you needed us, we're able to easily just open that up and get in, and we're quicker to get to you.
Yep. And like she said, our dispatch has that number. Not everyone's just going to be able to get this. We have to actually call when we're at your address, and they'll give us that code.
But makes it a little easier for us to get to you. And then you have the code too, so if you call to your family,
You lock yourself out or
yeah.
something? Yeah.
So, just something to add to it.
So where does that,
Us
does
would
that
sit.
adhere to the house?
You could, or a door. It's basically just, it could lock around a door or something. If you have a railing, something like that outside the home. Yep.
I'll put it, I go install them for you, so wherever you want to put it, I'll put it. It doesn't matter to me. What we do is we log where it is at the house too and what door it goes to. So if you don't want to put it on like the door, but you have a railing somewhere else, we can put it on there, and then we'll put the location of it and everything. So.
And that's also something, if you have a hide key somewhere that you could alert us of, we can let our dispatch log that as well. So maybe you don't have this, but when we go and they say, oh, if you need entry, call us, and they'll let us know where you put that key. Just, we don't have to damage anything, break any doors or windows, but we can still get in and get to you.
Right.
We also have file of lives if you guys are interested in these at all. Medically wise, one of the easiest things for us is if you have your information, your medications or something like this, or even just a sheet of paper written out, stick it right on your fridge. That's where we're always going to go look, is right on the fridge. So you're welcome to take these if you'd like them.
Yeah, just make it a little easier. Even, if you just fill out your name and stuff, or a contact too if we need to call someone, or we can bring it to the hospital and they'll have your emergency contact as well. Pretty simple. Do you guys have any questions so far?
Any questions about what we do, what we can do for you?
I have a question about
Yes.
smoke alarms. If they're electrically wired in,
Yep.
what happens when you lose power?
They will have battery backup.
Are they okay?
Yeah. So if that doesn't, they might not all go off if one goes off when the power's out, but they do have battery backup. Some are sealed, some are, you have to change them out. It depends on the model and how new they are.
You can check.
Yeah, that's okay, and I can do that.
You
That's
can leave
easy.
your info with us, we can do that.
And what would you say to people that would be maybe concerned to call you? Like they love that idea of you coming out and checking their fire alarm or the smoke detector. But what would you say to those people that would be afraid to call that you might be too busy? And they don't
Yeah,
want to bother you?
that is
Call
a
us.
common, just call us.
Because
That's,
especially for something like that, like if we're busy, maybe we'll have to do it our next shift, but we will do it. And we'll work around the emergencies, but never be afraid to call us, we'll
And-
make time.
again, you don't, like with this carbon monoxide, you don't know. There's no way for you to be able to tell unless
Yeah.
you start feeling sick.
Yeah.
So we'd rather you just call and we come check your house. It's
Yeah.
not hard at all. It's very easy for us to come do. We do have that a lot though, where people are afraid to call. And with the coming and like checking your detectors, like you can contact, I'll do it with you today, but people can contact the senior center and they'll email me all the info and then I can set something up with them if it's something non-emergent. But when detectors are going off, we'd rather people
Oh yeah,
call,
definitely
for
call
sure.
us. Yep.
So yeah, I think that's helpful. So people would feel comfortable knowing that if you were too busy, you would simply tell them, "What we're too busy, we'll come later."
Yeah.
So you,
Depends, yeah.
Yeah, as
we-
long as it's not emergent, if they just want us to
yeah,
check.
just to check.
check
Yeah,
our
Yeah,
battery,
I'm
yeah,
talking
we'd be-
specifically about
Yeah.
someone who's not comfortable checking a smoke detector.
Yeah.
They don't know if it's a 10-year, they don't know if it's an old one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That if they called you, you would just be like, "Oh, sorry, we're busy right now. We'll come later." Like,
Yeah,
they will not.
absolutely.
It's not.
Yeah.
Not a bother.
Especially, I think like Riley Road, they have some of those really high ceilings where you're probably not even going to be able to get to it with a
We
whole
have
ladder.
to take out
We
the
have
whole
to take
ladder and
one.
everything.
Oh, that's a
Yeah,
very interesting
so-
point. So you're saying you'll actually come into the house with your ladders and go up to like a vaulted ceiling to check it for
Yeah,
them?
Oh
if we
yeah,
have to,
if we have
absolutely.
to,
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
check everything.
It's very impressive. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah,
That's great.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
'Cause I wouldn't want to do it.
I know. Well, yeah, we don't need to fall.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, yeah, either contact, we have the non-emergency line for the department or senior center, they can call and
I
we'll
think,
set it
I think
up.
it's great that you guys do that.
Good.
Yeah.
Never be afraid to call us, even if medical, fire, just
Yeah.
to check something. We can always leave. Never
Yeah.
be afraid to call us. You
Safe
don't
and
have to
sorry.
go with us. We don't have to do anything. Yeah, we're happy to come check it out, and then if you're all set, you're all set.
Right, yeah. Yeah. That is a common thing though,
Yeah.
and it's like, that's why we're here.
Yeah.
we're at
Thank
the
you.
station.
Now, I know I have, my son bought me a new, I think he did or I did, and it's been sitting in a box, a new combination one.
Yep.
Would you put one of those up, or would you put up what you bring?
So I have battery combinations. So I usually, when I put them up, it's more of so at least you have one, or if you don't have something that's in date, and then I'll let you know what you would want to buy. Like if you have the hardwired, the wired ones, I would tell you what you'd want to get. So I could put that, if you have one, that's I can put that up for you too. I have no problem coming. And even if I put something up as like an emergency. Yeah. No, I'll come in if I told you what you needed and you went and got it or someone got it for you, I'd come back and put it up, so that you're not, getting up on a ladder. I have no problem with doing that. Yeah. So, and I have a drill and everything. I'll screw them all up. Easy. What else can we-
Yeah, I don't know. Any other questions for us? Ambulance, fire, anything? No. Okay. Well, we appreciate you guys coming and listening to us talk for a few minutes. We are going to try to do this
more.
again, maybe towards winter season, and then we'll try to come back again in the spring next year and see what other things we can bring in. If you guys have anything you want, suggestions, let these guys know and they'll let us know.
This was kind of our first one ever.
Yeah.
We haven't done these before.
Well, thank you very much for choosing the career that you've chosen. I know it's very difficult, particularly,
Thank you. We
You know.
appreciate it.
but it is it's sometimes hard to work for the municipalities and stuff. So we do appreciate your service and being there for us in our potentially our worst day, and we appreciate you dedicating your lives and your profession with us.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah.
I have a question about fire pits and the fire hazards and everything. Can you use a fire, like my fire pit is on a patio?
Yep.
And there's a hose right there.
Perfect.
Can I use, you don't need, it's not like burning brush or
No,
anything.
yeah,
like
you
a
can use
cooking
that,
fire,
absolutely.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and the best thing you can do is have that hose out and ready to go, 'cause, just in case anything happens.
Yeah.
And, if anything does happen, call us right away. If you don't need us by the time we get there, no problem, but if you get us started, we don't mind.
We'd rather catch it before it goes farther, it goes to the house,
Yeah.
or.
You know, it's a nice metal one with a screen.
Oh, yeah, that's
cover
even
and all
better.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's perfect. Yeah, and it's good to have it on like some type of surface other than grass, because then that can catch too. So patio's good.
On the patio.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you.
I'm like, is
That
anyone?
Yes.
We did bring fire hats. Just
Oh.
I don't know if you want, like if anyone wants one for the grandkid or
anybody, feel free.
My grandkids
Try
are
to
all
make it
too
fun.
old.
Oh.
Thank you for joining us. I appreciate it.
Thank you.